Good morning, good morning. Time for a tropical update on this Thursday morning. We've got some new things to talk about in the tropics. Let's take a trip out into the Atlantic Ocean, where we've been keeping an eye on two groups of thunderstorms. This one here looking pretty good on our satellite imagery. This is Tropical Storm Brett beginning to approach those Lesser Antilles Islands and going to make its way toward there throughout today and tomorrow. But we were also tracking an area of interest behind Brett. And so this group of thunderstorms is also looking a lot better here on imagery. And you can see that counterclockwise spin. That tells us there's a little more organization there. This is now Tropical Depression number 4, newly named this morning. And so it's well out here into the Atlantic. It's expected to become a tropical storm as early as this afternoon. The next name on the list, by the way, would be Cindy. So soon to be Tropical Storm Cindy. Good news with this, the forecast track takes it north of any kind of land, so it doesn't seem to be a threat to the islands here out in the Caribbean, but packing maximum sustained winds of 35 miles per hour and moving pretty quickly off to the west at 12 miles per hour right now, and then expected to take that curve more towards the north-northwest as we go through the coming days. But as far as Brett goes, that is going to impact land. As I mentioned, between tonight and tomorrow morning, going to cross over the Lesser Antilles Islands there and make its way into the Caribbean Sea as a tropical storm. Now, that's when we'll start to put our focus on it. If you follow me on social media, you see I posted about how interesting Brett is as a storm. It's the most east we've ever had a storm form in June. And no storm has ever impacted Texas if they formed out there. Any storm we've been impacted by during the month of June for Texas has formed either in the Caribbean, the Florida Straits, or the Gulf of Mexico. So something to keep an eye on. We're not threatened by it right now, just a note of interest. But this morning we have some rain in the area. It was raining in Beeville, and we've got puddles on the parking lot ground here in Beeville off Highway 181. Looks like we're getting a little bit of a break for now, but isolated showers, rumbles of thunder in the forecast for this morning as we see those heavy downpours moving into George West along Highway 72 here to the west of 281 out towards 16. And some of this has moved south into our central zone. So parts of Duval, Jim Wells, and even Nueces County getting in on some of this rain. It is falling apart as it moves south, though, because we still have a good deal of dry air. The only reason why we're seeing this rain is because our high pressure upstairs has nudged off a little bit to the west. So that's opened the door for rain from the hill country to move into our area this morning, but we still have high pressure over us. So as they move into our area, they start to fizzle out and we won't see much of it going through the later part of today. It's still going to be hot. We're starting off with temperatures in those upper 70s to upper 80s. Naval Air Station Corpus Christi reporting a temperature of 87. It feels like 100 degrees out there this morning, so very, very humid. As we go for that dog walk today, though, Chico doesn't like the heat, so prefers to hang out by the pool. That walk this morning, though, you might have to wait a little bit for some of those sprinkles to pass, but we're going to heat up quickly. The rain's slowing us down a little bit, but it's still going to be hot in the 90s by lunchtime with a bit of a breeze. Feels like temperatures will still be in those upper 110s, so please don't become complacent even though it's not going to be quite as hot. We still have heat alerts that will be in effect starting at noon until 8 p.m. Everyone feeling at least as hot as 110 degrees for a prolonged period this afternoon. So looking ahead at the next 7 days, the good news is we'll top out in those upper 90s, but the 100s will be back as early as next week.